appeal judge. That is why the Chief Justice determined a prima facie case.
Can you please throw light on that? Because let me give you an but if you are,
let me ask you this question: Who will prosecute the Attorney General if he commits a criminal offense? No,
allow.
The Chief Justice, Attorney General, he is the head of prosecution. So if he commits an offense,
who prosecutes him? Answer the question for me.
So that is where you see that there are some of these small snags there that we need to put in place.
So is that the reason why they are calling for an amendment to the Constitution?
No, it's an amendment to the Constitution. They are general. But
it's part of it.
That is what I'm saying, sir. So when issues come out, that's what I'm saying. What the politics need to change, right? And we are applying common sense and brains here. You get to see, sir. And some no and your money beyond my so that is why some people are going to court. So no, and then you are hearing to say okay. And Sansari is a lawyer.
Yeah,
he has his own view. Somebody also has his own view. And not in the court, no. I didn't in a case by a court because Obia want a different view. So you go and see two lawyers battling. This is Sansari's position, and as I'm saying, sir, on the surface, no. What kind of literal English now? Because the president has followed the steps, but in a critical look at it, because this matter had come up before.
And you know, say, your constitution and Casano, a coin down.
There are so many areas that quite down. There are great. That is why we are calling for constitutional amendments and so because we've tried it for over 30 years and we are seeing say and your manual may be anything. And you're correct. So we want to now see how we can tighten those things. So as I say, if you remember the Domelevo's case like this,
yeah,
right? Akufo-Addo thought that under Article 195 or so far as he appoints, he can disappoint. So that is what he did. Then some people took the matter to court and said, no, you can't do that. And at the end of the day, court interpreted that yes. So far as you appoint, but there are certain offices that you cannot touch, irrespective of the fact that you did the appointment. It's also admissible. So all these little things, they come in.
And from the argument so far, what would you describe the president's actions?
That's what I'm saying, sir.
How would you describe
That's what I'm saying, sir. On the literal language of the Constitution.
On the
wire they all say oh yeah.
But on the which side?
Because
on the which side? One of the literal one. But on the other side.
That is what I'm bringing to your attention. They say a prima facie case must be determined. Unfortunately, the Constitution has not said who should determine that prima facie case.
But has somebody taken this thing to court?
That is what I'm saying, sir. I think yes.
Has it been taken to court?
No, I think
this issue that you are raising. Has it been taken to court?
No, someone has gone to court. I don't know whether, but I think Vincent Asefua. Somebody has gone to court saying that it is unconstitutional. I don't know his beliefs though. Okay. I don't know what he about. I think the case is even coming off tomorrow. And
I've not followed it.
Yeah. So all these things are so it is up to the Supreme Court, right, to determine that, because as I said that you see kasa bibirbe nyina senka ye jai politics na to nchen and I go into it now. We will see say as we said, a prima facie case must first be established.
I think that point is well made. It will be at so for now, the president, why am from so?
And I may just say, or no president, right? So far as the Constitution is concerned, right? He has done what the Constitution says he should do. And I just gave you an example.
Sure.
Say, said the Akufo-Addo can't say we because he also went under a certain article and thought to say. So far as on only appointing authority, and that is what he relied on.
Yeah.
But when he went to the court said, no, even though you are the appointing authority, this particular office, no, you can't sack the person.
I think this issue, my producer would have to take it up and go to the Supreme Court, asking for interpretation of all these articles
so you
and
see,
clauses.
So
you go to the court So you go to the court and then go and do this for us. No, producer now going. Bisa. Now bisa question. Question be no bisa. All right, so Sompa 106.5 FM market let's see.
The setting record straight you are.
Record ben person setting is straight.
Brighter Quete and Justice Aqua case now.
Yes.
The reason why Supreme Court a true petition out and say so who remove Chief Justice and it's a disclosed.
They were all grounds.
Brighter Quete, I'm coming. Brighter Quete gave the information to the newspapers. And the papers publish. So Brighter Quete court no. And the Supreme Court said once Brighter Quete ma asana ba abonte
Odifo.
No.
So was that the grounds?
No, there was
that the grounds?
No. Then have to read the judgment very well because they came in.
Okay, so me after this you have drawn attention to it. I'll go through the judgment.
That case now, no. The Supreme Court was trying to rely on the emphasis of the word in camera. In camera. Said the cases must be heard in camera.
Sure.
So it means everything about the case must never be outside. Okay. So that aspect came in. But the point of emphasis that I'm emphasizing on was that they said the prima facie case must first be established because he is first a superior court judge before a chief justice.
All right.
So then the question was that who is the one that would now
establish the prima facie? So that's a big question. But your producer.
I'm not siding DBA.
Producer. Please allow. Producer, please allow. He's not siding with anybody.
I'm speaking my mind.
He's speaking his mind. Please don't put words into his mouth. Thank you very much for coming on the show, producer.
I'm just because when I said GBA, they have not raised these points that I'm raising.
Yeah.
They are talking about their own.
Sure.
Something.
This is your point.
Yeah,
this is your point.
I mean,
that's your point of view.
Yeah.
No, but I've taken a lesson to major discussions on some major platforms. But this point that you are making, maintain what baby you are raising it.
Yes.
And we would have to credit you for raising this particular point. And it's on Sompa 106.5 FM for God and country. Then your money my baby.
Sekama yini baya kami flow.
Yeah. Next time we ban me akasa. Abochie me Abochie. Bakusi we na bakusi si menim. Na cha say the call Kaba. Now, yanko to other issues. I think we have gone deep into this one and you have really made your point, settling revelations on some loopholes in this particular article. But we believe it will definitely catch the attention of those and higher authority relating to this particular matter so we can deal with it. So Sompa 106.5 FM Emma Aketiapa. But I don't know, net demonstration, did you follow it?
Honestly, these things I'm not interested in them.
Oh, sir.
No.
How did that?
They said they're making it is the politics of it. There are real issues. Let's sit down and debate the issues. No. Now, say they say because you have the right to demonstrate, internet just say, and you know when you want to demonstrate, I always say one thing that you should be able to measure. Also, your calculation now who say demonstration here who ye a bit bite.
And I'm biting.
Okay. So I said, "Boss, a bit biting. Not just a bit biting. Not just a dear more no. Monsabeka. Now, I'm biting, dear. Me, I will never join you.
So you saw that clearly. The almost it wasn't going to bite.
Then I may say, well, they're more no. Or you are rather creating unnecessary problems for yourself. Okay, MPP. The way we see messing this economy up, no. And no ma pie air okay, and the container we and you see jute bags be we are the Sikibia concerning passy way. Just these things are matters. I was a party no. You should be humble enough. Just say no say mutnase. Now share how to get the confidence of the citizenry, the electorates. Instead of this unnecessary noise, we no, just you are even disturbing people's ears.
Oh, you say this is unnecessary.
And a major will say, you see, you should know where you are coming from. Elections, the results tells you how badly you performed. It tells you how Ghanaians have rejected you. Until you should be more interested in how to win the confidence of those that rejected you. And you ask yourself, say, demonstration how many people really sympathize or think that you have a case, and therefore they will be with you? You are just wasting people's years. There are real issues there. This is a purely constitutional matter. Sure. If you think you have issues, go to the court. I think you're marking. Time, your friends, you say, you vacate
parliament.
I didn't want to hear demonstration because you said it was a constitutional matter. You said it was a constitutional matter, and therefore you went to court. This issue you are talking about is a constitutional matter. Why don't you go to court? Demonstration anyway. Obiani me personally, no. These issues, I don't really have time for them. It doesn't. You know something?
Yeah, tell me.
You remember? What is it like? As I said, with demonstration, it was a biting.
Yeah.
Snit hotels. And then demonstration Okuje Tony Nebusian for 1 year. When if you want. But the moment organized labor said, say, look, we are going to lay down our tools. Because that one will be biting.
Yeah.
It immediately, government say,
okay.
Yes. Well, no. But prior to that, said, demonstrations, baby, where did it go? They didn't mind anybody. But when they realize it's a particular one way is here, a bear biting, no, right? Immediately, your friend organized labor, Mombra meeting, massa, whatever. So you must know how strategically idea be a bear biting nipa no. And nipa beka so okay, asema okay, yeah, whatever it is like. But it will mean nothing.
Don't you think, sir, they are just seeking attention and wanting to gain some political, points out of what they are doing?
Why they be mass political points? Why we elections are political points? Why they take what's happen? Why they come out? Why report nim guasia AUA? Ubebefie. Now we humble now we share how ubesa reorganizing. Now we speak on issues that are really, really, we can ask a government. A man for be say yes, these are real issues. So demonstration we are making politics. Now more politics. We be say yes, I mean,
yeah.
So any discerning mind will not give any attention to you. Of course. Any discerning mind will not give any attention to if this is the kind of things I say you don't have anything doing.
Because Salam Mustafa, the national youth organizer of the New Patriotic Party, I don't know, they are to just say Mahama Ntio Masam no musomoba power, no the Chief Justice be about mobile power. So Chief Justice
and I make say Kasebi or why because you see, there are discerning people around. So when you begin to speak like this now, then you are putting them off the more. O party no. Now just say 2% na fi na eba 1.5 na eko. Oh no.
And you said your
it will not achieve any. This will not make Mahama go and say or revoke the suspension. It will not. It won't bite. No, or dream be before.
Now, but don't you think, sir? The no MPP amanyuku no ebe how mo.
That is the point I am making. Is say you have lost an election, but I mean in a bad way. If really if you had that support of the NPP, they said it's a green seat less than 300.
Less than 300.
I mean, If you now the MPP for Mugun Kraha, Omo bro 300.
Omo bro.
Exactly. If they were really in support and agreed with you now, they would have been more than the 300 to show solidarity. Say, "Adia momo ya no." This is important. But then if you cannot gather that kind of support now, I will say who say obi can ask them say ene ana ochna ti e ka say ye to aba anhwe kakra na munya ye kura no ebe san akofom wo hu no
Yo,
it is strategically you should be interested e won nyoma ebe propel wo ama enkrofo hu say look I think enkrofo way maybe
Yeah.
Yes, that is what you should be interested in, how to re-galvanize the party. Nah, yes, your friends area boy man for who there maybe bro bi kura me toy na bro me to mama 7 cd me ma for be me get 2 days ago me turn 5 cd o Bruno we ya me be ya
7 cd
and kura just all your calculation kura
your calculation heading
just me share size the kura na
come on with the papa Edgar Redu. But also come on with the papa. But Edgar, me was so transit. Me be ya di bi wo ha no wa de ekoso Ghana.
Yo.
Edgar, me was so wo hwe de ekoso Ghana ha. Me was say me ba here pa. Way woti a na e che say Abochie's voice. E ba on chen. Sompa 106.5 FM. On mine no ebeye year. Every wo, every me, every yenina da. And I watch his voice. Me cocoa board. But what more we showing on Facebook? Munko Facebook because there are some slides there. Yadi ebe chremo adie bi. Sa Ghana ebe ye year. Yen penyimfo a yede omo tena enwuma akesia no. Omo conduct ne niam bi omo ye no. Enu na beboa ama Ghana ayeye. When I saw this particular thing, I became basa. I mean, be a basa. Just say, I'm not doing man that. Muma in Korea and Korea. A loan of $263 million. A loan of $263 million was contracted for the rehabilitation of 156,000 hectares of cocoa farms. Ebusia de om nyina na say Ghana ha ye cocoa farms no ana ye cocoa efuo emmoa bi ebe si ye ko ebe di ye cocoa no ema ye cocoa no enya yade sa ye cocoa no enya yade ni nyina no na emmoa aye cocoa dudu a ye de bekwa amanone enti no aban ni ye de say sa infestation na abaye cocoa farms no obekwa jibusia na yedi akwako spray 156,000 hectares of cocoa farms na busia do sen na aban ekoje ye aban ekoje $263 million for spraying 156,000 hectares of cocoa farms. You go the next slide. Aban wie ye no, cocoa board for wie ye no. And I was no. $263 million now. One more yes, somebody best spray 156,000 hectares of cocoa farms. You know, Scanacra and so. And I buy 700 million Ghana cedis to invest in that same project. Oh, just last year. They have their season. So last year. That's fine. So 700 million was also invested into the project. Look at it. Cocoa board. Me pacho family call the next slide. I'm here. Once a scanner one kwaji say one mo de be ye adwuma no. 263 million USD. Omu wie na kwaji 700 million Ghana cedis at the count. Instead of the 156,000 hectares. Now, what somebody says, kind of, at the ton row, at the boss head food, they only covered 40,000 hectares of cocoa farms. And 40,000, no, every 156,000 hectares, no more. Saying an Ebeka, unaccounted for. Saying Ebeka, unaccounted for. Now, as we speak now, the original idea, say, Angobutimi spray 156,000 hectares. It would have contributed to 200 tons to our production. Ghana has a say, you know, your total production in terms of tons is about 800 tons. Saying, no, I think the one we go to the slide and let me see. 400 and what? No, we'll get to it. We'll get to it. Let's go. So we are asking, out of the 156,000 hectares of cocoa farm, only 40,000 hectares was sprayed. What has happened to the 116 hectares of cocoa farm that the $263 million was to cater for? Question I listened to Randy Abbey, Wabra Okon Carrier, and this was the information he put out. And he was lamenting. So we are asking, says Kapudono, why go to come na kwakodi? Says Kapudono, we are asking, why go to come na kwakodi? And who is responsible for auditing the cocoa board with this kind of project? Who audits the cocoa board? I'm asking, who audits the cocoa board? Makwaji 263 million US dollars. Somebody buy a boss spray. Our your cocoa foam. 156,000 hectares. Muye must say 263 million US dollars. I do grand so. Must have 700 million Ghana cedis as their account. The 156,000 hectares I was a spray no. Monty spray. Must spray only 40,000. And 116 hectares of cocoa farm no. And one of cocoa nana. And one is cocoa nana. We are asking, and one is cocoa nana. So who check all this account? Who is responsible? No, but now we are telling the new acting CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board. Alright, Randy Abbey, we are following keenly on this particular issue. Alright, Randy Abbey, we are following keenly on this particular issue. Adena Ghana has Kenyunu Kosa. Adena Ghana ha Yasikaro Enyunu Kosa. 156,000 hectares. Out of that, only 40,000 hectares. And I'm waiting on Esprit. Until 111,000 hectares. Sakoko Furu, Sabre, then no more. Until Mwano assess Akoko Nana. Yebisa Mwano assess Akoko Nana. And a Sikano Kwaji, you know. Scano so Diaka were he. And that person will catch and say, Scano Obukalin in a bob, Scana and Swana. Says Scano Swan, Omama Bonte, Macancha says, Scano so and so. Nine in 9 says, Scano Mubajete phone, Scano and so. Ebiano Munzanka Scano. Ebio, Mebo. These are monies according to the CEO of Cocoa Board, Randy Abbey. Monies that were released to them. When you budgeted for, and money's released. Money's released. Where is car? Hey, Edgar. Oh yeah, maybe Tiasa. Because these are monies that were released. Because Uka said Skyway budgeted for first 263 million USD. And obviously soon. Not just say Oma use says caro. And then which 700 million Ghana cedis is where they count. So question says caro I swear and as answer. They should audit these people and let us know the results. Because they are hiding. They should audit them and let us know the results. Because Randy Abbey, CEO, as I was invited now, say what the Ababe to jacket now call. That don't come carry and all this answer we a dime Ghana for. Ha. Ba uni mo. Now, I did my question. Edgar, I'll come back to you. Let me finish.
Yeah, thing was a match. I also will find more information.
Daddy,
ECG containers.
But let's look at this. The new administration, according to Dr. Randy Abbey, road contracts are almost meeting, you know. Now you 21 billion signed with an existing debt of 4.4 billion Ghana cedis. So now Cocoa bought a car at the Hono. Approximately 32.5 billion. That's around 2 billion US dollars. And 11.92 billion Ghana cedis due for payment within the year 2025. So we are asking who? She said Ghana pa dear. You will challenge you. I'm a Ghana. Wakwako Jiska 263 million US dollars. Say ye koko fu emwabem omu say ye koko no. Enti umunji we na mumfanko bo mumfanko spray mumfanko bo edro.
I think we will need some clarity, Kakra. Say no. The total debt, no, which is 32.5 billion.
32.5 billion.
No. It includes everything.
Sure. Because
then the question too is this.
Yeah.
Womu ejiji sa nyoma. Ye chomoka. Ena nyoma nanso anasa feni ebetua womoka.
That's a big question. We'd also have to follow on that you have just asked. So, for God and country, the Abochie's voice, but that's money. That money, 263 million US dollars. I just can't
Oh yes, I mean it's big money.
Now, Musa and Wanso, now Masako releasing another 700 million Ghana cedis.
That's big money.
Big money. That's how they account.
Yeah.
And meanwhile, 156,000 hectares. I don't know what budget says kind of in spring. We are only 40,000 hectares. And I'm going
Oh, definitely.
And 116,000 hectares now.
So far as they are to journey there, definitely some investigations.
Wow.
Go into. I mean, some that's what we found to Jaka.
They don't even find to
Yeah, definitely. We no. Now, BNI or NIB, whatever they call them. They'll
have to follow up on this.
National security, whichever one.
They'll have to follow up on this particular issue.
Yeah.
I'm a Ghana scan you know. Edgar scan you know.
David, say you crew it there.
Edgar. And she said, "Oh, yeah, man, Pinino, about 2 years. Edgar Cadena."
When thing Anameka say, with all these revelations, no, MPP, okay, under your government. These are the things that happened. Okay? ECG containers. Friends saying communication ghost names under national service. It's just no. Airtime. A bon. Inti no go and sit down and see how me put two house in order for the ordinary man to begin to see something good in you than going to waste it on unnecessary demonstrations like this. Because I said the maker no say some information when now were out. Now me party say oh yeah demonstration they there. How do you expect me to think about you? Nyoma when na APP. Now also go akọ demonstration. Now I find mic. Now to obey, yeah. You think that's why I use the word say no discerning person. No discerning person would just look at you and say you are just a complete waste of years. Anyway,
Edgar, a hard drink. Because we'll try and speak to the PRO of Ghana Cocoa Board and find out from him. Because it's alarming.
Very alarming.
Very alarming. A special audit must be conducted on this particular project.
Oh, the NTB sure better ayeni kasa.
Ayeni bekasa.
Oh, NTB obekasa.
Oh, okay.
So say your friend saying this week you expecting national service.
I'll see this week you expecting national service.
And Skytrain and
Skytrain. Skytrain,
yeah. What's he expecting?
Skytrain, yeah.
Ain't no. Yeah, man, no, probably by the end of the month and early June. You better say oral in some, you better say. Yeah, media says see problem back what me facing they say. Especially more media for Prof, more sanko forward.
Yeah.
More creative problems for
God. Oh, now then
Mamin Kane.
Now said the say the I said.
I said them.
They don't start telling me too much.
Go on, no.
Yes.
Until I said that I can't to tell you say, you perceive what is happening. Sa ECG containers no.
Yeah.
We want to know because I just say
Ochina Mukami will do that.
No, I just say I bet we need to know about that. Near follow up. Oh no. And as you see, son, you might well I said the media no boss one now. Adichia mama to say we say the Mickey. Demonstration we say no. It was a needless event. They won't info. In Tinkasa time nanke they can demonstration. Nanke they broke container no. Oh, near the broke container. Not Jinapo will say, yeah, money peace of mind. In the assembly a woman be no. Oh my young and Crawford court says one more young materials in Juma. What has happened to them? Nobody is saying anything. Oh, Obashana Aquacoye. Oh, business as usual.
Yeah, but this one it will not be business as usual because the PRO of Ghana Cocoa Board, very soon. My producer is working for us to get him and speak to him on this particular issue. Because they were born. It smells. Unwarning.
Can. Time cry.
$263 million. Monfan cocoa spray for 156,000 hectares.
There be, man, idea.
Moses Cananso, what's up? 700 million Ghana City said the account. 700 million now, Mobeji Kahono. When Timian spray 156,000 hectares, no, only 40,000 hectares, and I'm going to spray. Not even half of it.
What I'm saying is,
not even half of it.
No, na me say MPP for no. San in some way APP bar. Be he say okwa justice to say okoye demonstration say Chief Justice politics stand there way bar or say your candidate. Yes, you buy. No discerning man will want to waste his years on you.
Okay, my big man so na me Jerome Safo ending kobo. Ono a PRO ma Cocoa Board. Ora Safo ya ma kwa baba Sompa 106.5 FM for God and country. Ejumedi so.
But a quick one, my name is not Safo.
Your name is what?
Sam,
not Safo, Jerome Sam. All right, thank you very much for the correction. Your story be that anymore, and over the weekend, I don't know, somewhere last week, the acting CEO of Ghana Cocoa Board, Ebo Modern Call, Ashanti region, to be specific in Carrier. And what they two, Kwafo him say, Aban Busia, what the man, Cocoa Board for say, Omunje, now Womon Fanco Spree, 156,000 hectares of cocoa farms, which is $263 million, you know. Owen to me and spray nina. Now, watching the crowd, some 700 million Ghana cedis crasu ebe PMO. But that with all this, you know, they were only able to spray 40,000 hectares of cocoa farms. And come on, Senate here, Chiremu here.
Now, February, I'm last week, I think the last week, state. Now, a workers' day, and I say a May day. Now, as part of a year, around the other I say, only a peer for a year to go peer for a baby, a year workers' day. I think people, in career, a year cocoa district. Now, the 93 and na oni koko kia from eba between komo omu how ene eye omu ehun asem na ebionu na o mache eye nsusuye a owo edema eye kukubo na aspect of eye kukubo na epienu se ya o she baby agana jinesi ana ya wo ya bi a ye fe no CHHB, that is cocoa was issued by the na eno na o de ba yen so mo aya na ye ka se kuku sasabro no
Kuku Sasabro.
Oshe, yes, so Oche and one. A not say I say in fully degree. Okuku Divoire, I say more than a year half of a year their farms and down the house on a idea na a high reaper, especially Western and Western North. Now a idea a high. So we decided to put a year production at the cost one. I was say Kuku now a year out. Na kanono the ayesa kokoni na ayeden egu the twa kokoni na egu na wasan so ayeden eduan fofo and na potoka from your back rehabilitation.
All right,
we are not so the tree where there will be via from the maribond farms and I say cocoa diana egg because cocoa no a lifespan it will be to 13 years na cocoa no the way I water Esson, not and so. You say 25 years, 30 years now. Now, I can do Kuku Navadra. So, not just a Kukudian and meaning in the ancient and Maya, a Kuku, Abana, I was say again, at the Mayana. And you say, yeah, the very rehabilitated about 156,000 hectares.
Right.
156,000 hectares. Now, 156,000 hectares, and I say, it's me a year. And then it's a boost in production. And then you call AFDB. Parliamentary is my AFDB, that is African Development Bank.
Okay.
Abochie. Now, both and I as part of the negotiation, you say you have a new $223 million.
200 and if I talk come again, 223
$223 million.
Is the story out there is $263 million?
Yeah, so I'm coming.
Okay, that's fine.
That.
Good.
I will explain. There will be $223 million at the rehabilitation. Now there will be no $40 million a year irrigation. Because you can say a year the rainfall pattern and I say climate change. Into me, issue no said there, I was here then. None. Into the side there, you better irrigation in order to deal with a year climate changes. Now, if you know so, no. What happened was, a year cocoa board management as at that time, echo year during the decision said, a year $14 million now with the irrigation. Like I say, they can't a year rehabilitation scam. That is 223 million.
Plus 40 million.
206, yes, maybe $263 million.
Okay.
For rehabilitation. And I'm not sure. So now it means that now the irrigation, But that's what I
Matthias,
because here the enemy to 14 million, about the $223 million, about the $263 million. And I can't say, yes, I'm sorry, rehabilitating 156,000 hectares. But quite unfortunately, you know, a benefit, you know, not the only completed rehabilitation which is 40,000 hectares.
40,000 hectares.
40,000 hectares out of the 156,000 hectares. And now you have 27,000 hectares. And also no, actually I there. That's what I say. They don't say cocoa careful between in fully be a career money and I know you're part of a year there or more than monthly annual or monthly annual. Now we are not found so educated. Let's say $253 million. The council for the far Cocoa Bodan Kaseka was about 700 million Ghana cedis. On top of it, here the rehabilitation. Minimum, to me, I rehabilitated 156,000
hectares.
But only 40,000 hectares.
But question here is. My question here is that. Sikana budgetive and amukoje for this rehabilitation of our farms, you know. Sikana omu yusu ni nyina.
Yes, it has been used.
Yeah, yusu sikana nyina.
And I make a the original money was $223 million.
Sure.
I had the rehabilitation. Not here the 14 million for irrigation.
Yeah.
The fancy irrigation is kind of the car rehabilitation now. The year no found so the far cocoa board that's 700 million Ghana cedis. That's also the car. But in all those, you know, in I rehabilitated 156,000 hectares now, but only 40,000 hectares in year. It is not easy.
And just got away.
I just say, Abochie and then administration.
Abochie and then administration. Abochie, you have just explanation here free.
Of course, because the Omodi Giant, I mean, say, Omodi using $253 million. Amount of cocoa beans cost 700 million Ghana cedis, but yet only 40,000 in a year, which means over 116,000 hectares in
116,000 hectares went to be Wow.
But what spend it for to it doesn't make sense to me. So it doesn't make sense to you.
Hey, and you know, so what are you? Because as somewhere I'm with the two joy. Say Ghana for who drew on ye pa because secretary die pa na kwa di amount for bottom. Say you know action banner. We see you taking on this particular issue.
Many say Oshe aye cocoa border. Cocoa board our emra. So I say
yeah.
Our emra or the ejima. That is the PNDC law 84. That's what I say.
Yeah.
Or the ejima. And so Oshe sa emra ni one. The responsibility and then the functions of cocoa board. You know. So the capital. Cocoa chini panya then. And come home. The only mandate that we have, and see a better thing, a meeting then. I see cocoa board, I'm not cocoa board then. Egina again and also. Name the appropriate agencies, say a year you say a year NID, say a day. Someone are responsible for that. You know, we are cooperating with them. That's what I say.
Okay.
You are
cooperating with them. HSA. Asamno akwakodu obonimu asabiri wo ye hwehwemu.
Yes. Hwehwemu. Nzinyame ya adema. Na se ebia ebo obia. Yeah. The investigation of the problem. Na emrano no waye ben. Emrano no wedi.
Hey, Ghana pani. Jerome Sam, Ghana pani. Jerome Sam, I am finding common in CY. Yeah, was Sompa 106.5 FM Accra. market you apantino asem we ye bedi echiri. Na bibia to fon so
very important.
yeah, bibia to fon so a moma ya so ente. Na say cocoa board no, say no e ka do so na e da cocoa board so.
So far there, a car about 2 years, and also, I was 33 billion.
33 billion. And a car, cocoa board.
33 billion. 33 billion Ghana cedis. 33
billion Ghana cedis.
Yes, 33 billion Ghana cedis. But apart from this 33 billion Ghana cedis, there's some other. We have a year cocoa root charge of about 21 billion.
21 billion cocoa roads, yeah.
Yes, it's about 21 billion. It's about 21 billion. Yes. A year from a year cocoa root. Cocoa and something sure. Okay, I see the record. Any cocoa board has about $840 million. $840 million as a result of the BFN rollover. That's what I said. As a result of rollover in actually. Okay. And as part of a cocoa board and finance of the contract maintenance. The contract no at the minimum. Include the bare anymore. Then it means to say you need to fulfill every obligation under the contract. If you say, "Oh, Chima, I mean, Chim make you from
Chim.
For instance, I keep the Ibi Cocoa now. I am a part of sign contract. And your police can be a syndicated loan. But that's what I said. And as part of syndicated loan, so the first kind of them are. It is based on the contract that you have signed. Now, over sign a contract, now the contract is between you and the other party, and also the bank company. And for sure, you also form what we call the escrow. Okay, and that is where I say the amount that you can not only make you sales out of the contract, you pay into that escrow account. Not on my deduction, but now, in the 2022-23 cocoa season, you can find a contract area, you best supply, you can say 800,000 tons of cocoa. Now, that's 800,000 tons of cocoa. Okay, if they are 1 ton, they are or they get 10 kilos. Now, that's 800,000 tons. When you supply, you can find a better 300,000 tons. So, which means when you supply, so they make 300,000 tons of cocoa at a price of 10 cedis. Now, that will be 24, 25, 23, 24. No. It was said that in the 300,000 I went to the farmer or the other, or the man, or no on Pisca, a cocoa no other. So, which means the cocoa or par, unfortunately for us, no cocoa no one idea, anymore. So, after 2022-23, no. Now you turn 1 ton of cocoa $2,600. But you buy a 2023-24. I don't know. Not a ton of iodine every $6,600, which means that there is a price difference of $4,000.
Sure. Sure.
So if there is a price difference of $4,000, the engineer supply about 333,764,000 metric tons. And
supply.
Which means to say, now that cocoa you supply, mocha 4,000 tons, $4,000.
Wow.
Because you use $6,600 price to service $2,600.
Wow.
So which means the difference is $4,000. And at the time, you supply 210,000 metric tons. So you multiply 210,000 by $4,000.
Wow.
And then about $840 million.
Wow.
Now, and on a car, because of the decisions of cocoa board during the previous administration in the experience.
Wow.
Now, young services are 333,754 in the year. Now, cocoa board Abochie in essence of about 1.4 billion Ghana cedis.
Wow.
$1.4 billion.
So with all this, can Cocoa Board be able to assess the syndicated loan this year?
So this see, I'm can't go Abochie. We are not doing syndicated loans.
So what are you doing?
Yeah, yeah, buyers, okay.
Okay.
One in here is so cool. They are pre-financing activities of the The reason why you're more pre-financing there is a global shortage.
Oh, okay.
Because there's a global shortage. Because Ghana, we have just about 200,000 metric tons, and then Cote d'Ivoire is about 500,000 metric tons. So collectively, we are doing about almost 800,000 metric tons shortage. And now the buyers in the end, the other country will be an better. And in economics, if there is shortage, certainly there will be price increase.
Price increase.
It's in the say buyers, HTC, they will pre-finance. It's in now buyers to pre-finance the activities of the cocoa board. But do the time say a better to see that day. But that's what I said.
Okay, so
a better to see that day because after now, cocoa board then to share the point you're going to increase production. And the moment you increase production, there will be surplus. Okay, because they increase production, Cote d'Ivoire increase production, and there will be some surplus in the system. And whenever there is surplus, you know the law of supply. You understand? Then the law of supply comes in.
Yeah.
So if you have excess supply, then certainly it will affect the price.
The price. Price and the buffer.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, but answer the job, we want to find out from you. Last year, in terms of tons, your production, saying.
Yeah, as I last year, we did about 460 or 480,000 metric tons.
Oh, 460 or 480,000 metric tons. And more say more take you over for a year cocoa board, a jubedino. What's your projection like?
So projection, with good season now, we are looking at maybe about 650,000.
650,000 metric tons thereabouts.
Yeah.
All right, Jerome Sam, you better say so. I'm anyway but that particular issue, and then more in DHR as a media house, and whatever you feel like communicating to the public, our doors are widely open to you. So we want to say a big thank you for joining us on our program today.
But I just want to correct something.
Okay, correct.
Even though the PR staff, it's part of my responsibility, but I am the head of public affairs.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Head of public relations, public affairs. We would want to say a big thank you. Why? Yes, that's it. Yo. All right, Jerome Sam, the head of public affairs, Ghana Cocoa Board Artist Seminano Edin Common. Actually, he has confirmed Abochie's voice. He's confirmed Abochie's voice. Wow. Hey, Ghana. Hey, producer. Ebinimu did it. Ebinimu did it. Hey. Charlie. Hey, nyare jovola. E flavo. E jeto bluto. Hey. Nagati dibeka se yaya kole zele. Yaya kole zele. Yaya kole zele ka pongo betara nim. Hey, Ghana party. All right, Justice Alpha, you want to now, Pope to say, Bibi Abochie there. Nice man, nice gentleman.
Now we must show us will be the abadi uchi.
As ever,
but in there also the P freedom scanning but to not to the body in one energy no woman positive. Very, very positive. And that's what
now your story business here. I don't know when you now wabra now bana Cocoa Board during last year. Now almost say Cocoa fu ahodoa ewo Ghana ha no omua abo awrem almost say ya cocoa beans in ne ho niama. They said Cocoa Board decided say omobeko African Development Bank akwaje bosia $263 million. Now omodi ababa spray 156,000 metric hectares. Now Okoji scanner by you know. Scanner and Timian spray 156,000 hectares, no rather 40,000 hectares. And Kosiwa 263 million US dollars now Okoji you know. Omuye you know. Almost says scanner crown so. And now almost a ball a cocoa board. Omankasa Mufutrum, Omusika 700 million Ghana cedis and over the count. And question we are asking and they say, Scanaka, away. What is happening to Ghana? Who is responsible for investigating this rot? Charlie, Ghana, we are jokers. We are jokers. Justice, we jokers.
Do baby, I would say some say Abraho, but I did back one. By the way, my main chairman boss.
Me bacho beti.
Me kran say me ba. Alaji Ayakundo.
Oh, okay.
Me chair no my chair Hore Sankra, former Chinese deputy ambassador.
Okay, that's fine.
Me chair one also so. My chair Dr. Samuel Sapon. Former mayor of KMA, former Ashanti regional minister. Sure. So national vice chairman. Ti me free no office na me by say me ba program. Ti me sure say bia wotie. Ti me chair no. Na ade ba ko a master de ho asema wo kan wo se sika no wo he
wo he
wonim baby asika no sika no wo ho
wo
yes nanado ne kan nanado be president asema o kan ya kama kuma pa eduru ba bi e bo mi hu ama mi hu se papa we wonya akonya no a obe ya de bi a ye soronko ene se ye te o man mu na komde sika no ye te sika so na komde sika no e wo ho. It is true. We kura kakra we kura chere cocoa board nko ano no
cocoa board na me abetu
yes enye nko ba bia we all sector of the economy
all the state owned agencies nyina no babo modin awura mu baako na ya hwe rot e ho because I had dream
wo kura na wo yes ande ma no unwie no watwa hwe wo benya yade woni bp wo benya bi force so wo do man pa na say enhia say ye bebo modin say ye be sa dem no mum omo responsible ye security agencies no ye chiraka na yoko ne NIB BNI a chenyu na NIB de na sofo no me gidi say omo gusu omo ye omo adwuma na nyame nchade ya benya ora nso ho information bi say ba say
ora be pick some information we because I dey hard
yeah and omo so no omo ni to me omo dey prosecute to omo pick no da koma omo a eyo ma say
akoma attorney general
omo ye ho adwuma no mo de akoma omo ni na beba but avreho say o man ayetimu ye mentality no ye way of thinking no but order to other countries what mu say unti ase because me hu de enti a adwuma ye aban adwuma eno no ye ntimi hweso yi e mo ko private nsamu de a ni ahweso yi what's this mentality enti ama aban adwuma nyina egu de say ye toma private pe na adwuma no koso at the moment wa aban nsamu pe na adwuma no ye de egu ni nyina ye nhyehyɛ papa ya nhyehyɛ anye ama omo de that adwuma de we ano nteme cocoa board de we no enya de ye no
nwa enya nwa
because enya dem a e course o mampani dada the friend say president for time ndc ba jo mama mills ba ye no I the doctor punu ko hye ho sa na ma we na ko hunu ya o kan ya nkofo bi try say o mbe implicate no apɛ osam de ama no e de na ko gina sende bia emfie nso anya me ncha de antuma anya cha kwadu titiro bi amono 23 charges o ma drop no nyina ma na ko ka be tere no kura anya nyina so ne da ja no nde wanya ne fa hudi a wona moyi nti aban na sesa no aya ba wura mu no de obesi o no de nani to fo no na ju se obehwehwe han a obehu ne ma ti se de wo ka kire we na de ba ko Ghana for ref ni se amammo enye ade a wo se ko asoro dan bi ko ja no nte oil na odi hu se ade we ko so yi ana se nkosi yi
na so okay na che say bi mu di ko asoro dan ko ja no nte oil no we da be bu man
as if say Ghana for no bi ne ma ko so o man mamambo no mu no enye private sector say government institutions no mo jurumu ne pro ne kankan ya ko so no nyina no ye na bia adwen ye o mo say this o ko asoro dan ko bompae na nyankopon ayi a kire o say cocoa board o ma bokro no ebia ha o ma bokro no enye sa na tie eya mambo wakoje loan wo so kwako spray cocoa waka number of a year
hectares 156,000
hectares waka why your budget what the miscellaneous na ka ho what they say o transport o petrol we be your telephone cost mo de ma factor ni na in ɛna sika no akɔsoro ɛna ɛde ama wo na wakɔyɛ 40 wo yesu anso na kakra dwatire kakra ɛda hɔ a bi a betumi da bɔ adwuma no bra wasan atama no so de aka ho amana gu disa nipa we sɛ gya no sɛ won nam hɔ no ma menyɛ sure sɛ ɛbɛ ɛne adwen bɛkɔ ndi megye di sɛ science share we nyina do mama his excellency don dramani mama the resetting Ghana agenda na wode aba no ne nema wode agugu kwan mu no saa nema we nyina no ombebo awura mu no ma hwɛ ne ma toto nema yie ne etma resetting Ghana ska de bi o man we mu obi akose ska ni Ghana bia oboa ska wo ho hwe bokina yetu we kan go bibia mu bia Ghana no mo ba ye nya ni papa a odi nani ne nan si fom odi nani to fom no omo resources kakra o mo je ohun odwuma odi ye ende wiase nyina e bona abaso ena bonsamfo no so pese o me ye de yi ni firi wo omo mo mpe nipa eyi yo ene nkanko omo pese o me yi abrante ni firi wo sebe ya o haw ene oyo na omo nam mu no o mekoso aye nchimijiri se resetting Ghana agenda no e broad we nyina aye niama e ka ho a ye behwe saska we nyina be bia akọ piepie nyina de odi ye o se je nyina but now no ade ba ko mestre me kai mere bi e betwa mu His Excellency Flalet na John Rollins time say uko say buram na wo chiwi na e chewa 10 years straight ente duru be bo grofo hu no mtimi no mu public o mtimi no koke e chewa e size oja pade me kai benjilo wana na meto me materials
benjilo
kani benjilo na mo
de bien tisa benjilo what's your kind of
what the on kai
usa
eti hona na meto me materials epam edema me man me ankasa mo but koke o deal koke e che no ye sizi na japade nyina de ma o man no sa na man be ase atwam me ya dikasa abre ya nkrofo wieska asisi adan akototo dan o Dubai ni wan na so for e tracy we nyina na ka ya gene nyina se be ton ne diskara ya de asi school dan na hospital bi ama o man ni nyina ya de adi hu mfaso na me ka se enche bia me se me kofa akra na me koduru wona me se anye benjulo dan ni wode woni tuya ma material papa o coat papa te se de shemi we na actually go so 350 pesos to see am no yes ufa akra no time
meme wo o se coat
correct one pa American Britain coat
I actually say go so
50 pesos
I did drop
ma see tata mo no
all those days
o se man da so good dem ho materials no bo cost say price no material ye twa yard na ma be 1 cedi 25 pesos
e that's all
materials no coat no say store mo be na to
materials me hu enti obi anko mu
o sizi ye no obi anko na me say edu na go enti ka me free say no sa na ma na ekoso no obi a obedi sa adwuru mu bia e chena
ye nti sika no
de me ko sa sika we say obi de adubo ayo say hwan say na ya process report ye nyandi asam no me nyandi e wo say di asam we na sa nipa we e bono a enya fe na e ba betena wo akase wonko jail no ko yeden
na mini madafo
na ye de be yemfa inko jail yemfa ne nsie na mo majapade na wo de o man sika ne nyina yenjini na yemfa ba o man no
ne ma ne single room ba ko ne ma ne TV ba ko
ne manye eboni
Debi ye ma ne single room ba ko Debi ono ne yere ne ma omo nchen omo ti single room ne mo one single room TV ba ko bom ne fridge e hye ne corner na che say yempe edwuma bi mfa ma no on prapra na ne ai na onye say edwuma no
betu ze say sabi director of majuma mu and I transfer me from Kumasi to Accra na me tum say me gina o seminar do boy gina hono ma ka say pebe ma me nye sure say
o ye be ma che
da hono be hu say o ye be ma che me what did them gina say but me two me the whole director my adwuma na do 25 years ni 25 solid years as a deputy chief director disaster control officer me doesn't the room ba bo so me so a me tax nko a o me salary mu 1300 multiply by 25 years. What I say, but that was that's in the room. It is I do
na tax a utie
yes
na on
1300 boss me pay slip to we be shoko and so when you actually no my manager adwuma we abepem dem da hwe me ma me say university I dey come until say ono no say no ye gisa dem na me dem nka say nche sika no obi emphasy hospital ya kwa bebre na deda wa nyi ye mfa nye na fe o man no nye de enya no ntuma pa emfra until me did say ono no kakra ho no
okay now that demonstration what follow there
ma follow pa
na send a coy.
in fact and that demonstration actually say Jomama any ndis abai omo apotre
O sa
omo and a cabin kabi and so omo ntiase
the entina akasa
because baby omo fire demonstrations nyina and tema MPP also no demonstration bia no ye ya ma kwan kra mo bi wura Flasa House omo say o ba ma di bebre achi wo beduru 37 junction na
e wona re ya block
kwan
yeah
wo ko fa chiri wo no ma DVA for dan na wo e ba Flasa House no na block
no ma block yo
asa na yakọ block ntechenyi no soro ho je say wo ya hwan wutimi enkroso ansa na ya suma cleaners na wo Flasa House ni bi say o mra mbe den embeje but this is the case ma o kwa ma o wura mu ama whole deputy chief of staff wona kwa no kwaje petition no o jo mama di mu but we no me who ni say demonstration o mo ye won say 8 years now betena mu no say no mo si ries ka any ahofama o mo de ma party no e di ries ka any ahoto o mo de fa mu e condition o matena mu e dan o matoto titi mu holidays o mo kono Dubai ne Qatar ne hwan Europe na so fo ba mi na afa mu no say o mo ja ne nyina ada mo ja ne nyina ada the now o ma ko opposition no ma hu say na kakra dey animu anya bi kura mfie 9 we enya beta ma wo mo nti o ka se otena wo ma mfie 9 we aduro o bra wan ombo ni trimu pose o ba ko exercise a ebe mana ko nya sichire yade nti ndede na me omukọ ye na me hu ni say MPP lusu ye no omo first keep fit am be so omukọ na omukọ no den no
ba o hwe numbers na ba ye na numbers na nsheki as NDC
numbers number 1 omo ye no a coalition of political parties enye MPP na ko ye
a coalition of political parties e Ghana ha
no mutu di ne there's a ohwemu a Ghana ha so your political parties no more than 30 something they are active na you hu say omo kogina 9 8 ni 7 no it is a coalition of political parties in na eko na say ko base 38 political parties Ghana ha no mu nyina ka omo tra bomu no de akwa no wanwa ne de we enye wanwa na 2 say the demonstration so omo si ye dede na so for no ko fo bebre so ye omo adwen say omo kwa ko hebi nti omo ba no mo so aba be ye de abeka bomu
according to your reporter e man ko ho no say numbers no na enye encouraging no mo be
demonstration nipa 2 pe kura atimi ye nti me say wo ye boro nipa 2 no na ekoya ye you can at least wo de wani famu a otumu say omo onya kura no mo boro be 1000
hey the pro yeah send you be free ham no ko but nipa na some more
the so there ye hunu ye ene your friend say pictures a mo twitwa de ba ye de yamianum no kura ni to me
hey
as far as
uko bia wo hwe TV there but ye send one of our researchers eko and he tells us that number the crowd maybe 300 a number no nchara nye encourage
true for the you know once reporting no nipa no kwa wojina babi kakra bi crowd no wo ha ne ye friend say main road no a senye drone ena bi a reporter no be gina babi no apaja ade ahwe crowd no a bibi wojina no nipa obohu
o say about
entimi enye sa ba nipa na ekoye no memom di asomani do mi ndc ni but asomani say enya sa adom no mo ntimi ye de ekoye ena o mkoye so no say dey si comport ye ho eso omumu yie e kire o mo say na esi ye kapamam ka bi nhyehyeye no ema obi ahu say ndc ya aban a ye no enya fe ne ba be ka obi nokure anase ne kasaboa ade ahye ne yam nti ema omo kwa mo ye dom de
I think demonstration dey we say eso eni
me dey demonstration bi e be o man we mu nipa no buru mienu pe kura na eso mani
okay me na
buru mienu say ba go pe na be ha dwene no mo nipa no nya buru mienu pe kura bi go nipa ba go kura timi demonstration nti no o mam ga demonstration na tija na so me mom de me hu say entesa nipa
me da se
omo koye o man sabu so obo de koye so no jo mama osomu de be hwem Nemum achiri asam no na ebe hwe de be piem.
Me da say Omariwa there akasama the New Patriotic Party, former third national vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party. Wababe cancer ha. Omariwa there say
Professor Boko.
Hey.
I'm going.
But I won't find yet.
Sir?
Ah, guess in the can.
Who dey
okay can. Omariwa go there.
I don't know.
Now we can to say.
Oh, we can do that. Say Daniel train you prepare for a
programming.
A programming.
Ati uko biana.
Now black and red into whom?
In then be red do. But we say red with the shana me baha. Oh my now so far, sadness if I quite because your reporter about car busy reporter. One of our researchers was tasked to come over there, but information on the brain they say numbers are not encouraging cry.
And maybe I know you know baby. Wa okote temperature be na or report mommy.
Green Street, that's a better catcher.
That you. What a video who and the report they catch.
Oh, me the young video be ya.
Me fa minjiro.
Oh, there. What if Febima producer I never so. Not to say it was encouraging.
I heard the report on the kind. Report the bill houseman uncle.
What's the report of your houseman? Baby.
Sir, if you are quiet, 2 words now, be bomb into your name.
Okay, so far, boy, come on. The number of person more achieve.
Yes, for today, yes, we were able to mass up at the High Court, Supreme Court, and it me a presentation, my judiciary, and if you were called the was in Parliament. And I was a presentation, a petition, and the command near free honey bar, Jubilee House. Nina near Nantiu.
Nina Ramonante. And then the wire exercise or marry.
I heard him say, I prefer interview me and say, we have 4 more years to walk. So, because Kianik and
Kianik
on by your money, man, baby, they said,
wow.
And Koye Magana.
It's your democratic right to do that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we are back on the street.
Okay.
I didn't Koye, the others obeyed the already, so I now so bad.
And in some men, I'm going to call dying a Chief Justice, they're going to call Parliament, they're going to call a young man paying us way.
Yes, some year, Ketwa.
Yeah.
And say Ghana, how you run a demo, your book reference.
Yeah, I'm Amrano. Your constitution, that's fine.
I recognize it 3 arms of government. The cat 3 arms, I say, I buy. I no your your friend saying executive, not John Mama president Ghana. Your Parliament is what almost do
sure.
And
the judiciary.
And Hona Abamba bin so didn't queen. Now ba a judiciary in Swa and also chief justice and a year in charge.
Yeah.
Now sir a cool me and say I'm about dinner no munina di and so omoye I'm gonna put it checks and balances. Parliament December. Almost a year oversight responsibilities. The Parliament Sembra no na aban your mama and the crop for no more use. No more use. That's a police for Emrana Parliament. I said no could buswa near the police for Chiwa, aban for Chiwa, aban so until from a bino, aban Chiwa na judiciary no. I could boy attack of him said them run on share no exactly
sure.
Nti asem no bia nya asem a ye de call police and no call ban ho na ban e de call court and as a ban e de nipa call court ni akoye udifo na udebem guilty or not guilty
sure
ni akobiza asa question na who you guilty a no waje atum na e be fine wo se be your best sentence ko de man de am who you guilty say ma twe ho man so a kozisi judge no temuafo no be kase the way can say mran say na ni abua asem no na any time a me see that say your republic say president biaba or say media speaker of parliament me mpeno or tinadwemu no akopam no and I say judiciary the head of the judiciary na your chief justice no me mpeno makotu no makopam no yes emra your ni nyina no your emra Ghana ha elitimi 2 president.
Yeah, impeachment. You're making impeachment.
Yes,
sure.
And the parliament na
yeah.
Your mama would na so muka some person mutu no. The Crawford no decide in parliament so
mutu no metimi
parliament and the Crawford no metimi in everywhere. Am I jane na
so he's for the chief justice too.
Chief Justice so omra
ebetimi etu no
etimi tu no
sure
in fact parliament no crowd there timi tu omo leader you know speaker no
yeah
parliamentarians omo powerful omo timi pass MPG president omo timi sign epamo omo speaker but seba judiciary na your mra ye dey fast to say chief justice no edi boni anase bibi to na say bia why incapacitated and there's a can say wa bibia to no
ya bona wontimi nya adwuma
ni biem yet make a chance say ya da se madam ko rest anu cry o kwan dey fast anase we ko di misconduct we ko di why name bia emfa ne kwam now and this before they came to power obekaya president Mahama Nankasa kan also about very set judiciary and say hey krachi yanya ne saa ho because obi ade no ye to aba ma be hwese Ghana for e ho beto ye to aba ma be dictate ma judiciary no etiese dun ketia enso so nka ono so kan the same thing omo communicated the down manu ani judiciary and omo bastardize omo bedru ya. In fact, before they left, we free so Professor Kwekwaza, omu commission no, e man sure letter come president say my man is incompetent to so e deben. Omu hwe ade na allegation ade ba na hwe mo oh. Ada na mo yesa.
Frivolous, no to try.
No omu sure come and say krachi we ye fa nyina so ye ntimi nyina so mpamu chief justice. Unfortunately, when bedru so emu yesu amu here na start so almost there's almost planning for the Chief Justice and then the Electoral Commissioner. They say no, they control Parliament. No, some majority pa kakraka.
Sure.
And soldier for ya pound penny for omina. Prosi for penny for show.
That's why most of my ben was an soldier for penny for pam.
I ain't pam here. Yes.
That's about pam.
No. There's no different security. Security, no. Ghana, the state security, no. Sometimes you need somebody you can trust. So you know, also hear bodyguard. Let me mark off a bodyguard, bro. Una ma
bodyguard. I'm not Baba Fred. I'm bodyguard. There's no way say problem. Yeah.
Man, una ma we to be here bodyguard now. Hey, akwa na akwa or there akwa we blame me there. Traore camp. I fancy Traore.
Ibrahim Traore.
That's all. The bodyguard.
The bodyguard akwa is $5 million. $5 million.
Zika de tibi de man pedi boni o. Say security.
Yeah.
Sometimes you don't use somebody's security.
You use your own. Yeah.
And over here, a bebano, the chief of defense staff.
CDS.
Yeah. Or no.
CDS.
Yeah, in free. Now, yeah, promote to be a barber show.
Okay, that's right.
And no more can name say a political appointment.
Political appointment.
I see a more minister. What bank up now the actually. And the whole be any. Now you want to go and control
the judiciary. But your man penny why from Swana?
Yes.
And from Swana anything.
And from Swana.
No the petition no come or not true petition.
Ghana constitution. A very power.
Or no Council of State.
Was say on the Council of State or Council of State advice say president.
Okay.
Advice no so be too far menchasi kodiso French emrano say Council of State can you may
and just a chinchinia
no wow him wa he tribunal say sa asise akwa petition akwa de bay the papa you may na obi actual letter ba say o petition ni wo e di ansem o say okodi nyamura ansem o supreme court ho ma me tiantia no enti opasi uye no no waja to we munkoko munkodi hasam ni nyinadi
na some we aren't na MPP for more bibia mo di si ana asem mo ginam gidi
protect the sanctity our democracy and then our judiciary mama na you know ya
suspending no
you know let me tell you saying
no na say suspending ya twina sensen kakra
nti be di mu ana eden
say omo hwe committee in it as a 5-member committee in it as
na
one share in some no who say we before about then
okay say Akufo-Addo before he left omo de nipa mienu eko parliament say omo nkoka supreme court for the ho na omo adwuma na dosu abro so
Sompa FM
and NDC for protest yes supreme court for omo dosu do don't be mienu no nko enti omo mra parliament may approve kura no omo anko and omo ye the satan by okay they see
yeah.
2 people no say doors supreme court for the doors. Wow, supreme court for doors no. Uba ye eni na eni na anu eni na nsa. Aka 27.
Na mo no say na mo de kan ho. We mo de 7 aka ho a. Mo complaining.
Mama so.
Mo de na say 11 and 70. 12 for home.
Currently no supreme court do.
Is what we saying?
14.
We 14.
14. Enti ye point 12 say na wo kan na. Obasi opakacha me say ba na supreme court for me 2.
Say supreme that how many a year din come?
14.
But producer check it out for me.
Me say 14.
But mo hwehwe me.
Nti wo person ka tell me say ye buy na supreme court for them ye 2.
But mo hwehwe me why?
Is that what you are implying? No. Let me tell you what happens. Almost say as the Supreme Court no fie ko anim. Because you must serve as a judge or as a lawyer for almost 20 several years. And son cried wako. Into beko duru ho no. O experience na fi wako o fie ko anim. I'm yet to know a Supreme Court judge wait me around for more than 10 years. I'm yet to know. Ubeduru ho no what this is 58 59 and in China no more retirement.
And your Marie we are ye kire we are mko ye ndey. Say o mampenye mfi mu ade na mo besa ye.
E besa ko bim.
Mo besa ye another ye kire.
Ye be ya ko zi mampani be jai.
Enti mu ye na ye friend say committee no etnase. Na committee ne ka say de tokono asamo mo de be dan se nhwehwe mu no odi for na mo yi ni fro a. Eno mo be den.
Senka ba na se tokono akoje bribe. Wakobokro no wakoye bibia emfa. Nobody will talk. But to tell you and me say talk on judge lawyer because this no otie adwamu no wakokọ to da judge ben and the be prince wo be di nyamrans aniammo ho sam on court if it be contempt okay no
why
contempt
contempt we kind pa
okay say John no
because of blessed memory
one ko jina court on
so ko jina radio so no
radio so as no kan ko ye be jina you don't joke with a judge. Now, lawyer ni pa. I say don't know lawyer ni.
Oil mrenim ni.
Can grant them credit ni ko.
Me can. Oh ya ka ba for here.
Na ojina bontimpo ye say ya fana ba ye ko jele no. Na ojina judge lawyer ni mu ojina judge nim ka ye nyamuransa what me afa pen paper twira komadwo mama say me ko di nyamuransa mo judge na nim e do punish me enti yini free ho ne John was what am paper was mo ko him ha
okay
me why that people ni power ni nchen a wa form as a friends na you know am secretary judy sa former chief justice am nyina ho bio am antibi entu John for say John sa dey we dey ko fa dey mu waseba. Now the sad thing, the effect on you and I man for say MP before na adan ya judge na mu no. Immediately John succeed in removing or replacing the Chief Justice. Do you know what he has done?
What has he done?
Or succeeded the new Chief Justice will also be able to dictate to every court when
would also be able to dictate.
Yes.
So meaning that they know what they are not dictating.
No.
Also to also, but for now, can I make
Sir John X succeeded in replacing her. The new Chief Justice will also be able to dictate into what some court. And then yati see you. And nam kwan so sa kwabi o twa kwan mu ka pau driver ne aso ne pan de ne ko me say ojina court won kan se ko di boni o ebet mi ato obia at any time na se koto na ye ka che judge sa ko we oba jail no we den kra o ka san kra jail no oba jail. But the independence of, that's why the Constitution recognizes the independence of the judiciary. The men can say MPP for, and we are protecting you. We are adding to your protection. Say them rabbi yajuma. Say them for May, and a child when we go to court. Doma Mamran say the president may. Opa me no nyasa na tete opa
okay
the second one
okay
the dentia make us say president no sign succeed in replacing and now was sign up the court no with 7 more people additional that's when not 21 nipa now say 14 it also don't know why in 21 now, occur parliament or majority, occur parliament, or say Ghana Mransi Mintiminko 1 term penka, but moon parliament, moon passing Rano, na Mintiminko 2 terms. Parliament is well, no moment go, yeah.
Omuncrophone one.
No one. Oh, yes, Omuncrophone no pet. To say yeah. Then what the court Supreme Court said there be munko repeal and munko interpret we call the microphone wa party or wa park.
Say NM hu no ho.
E dangerous for you and I. Say yetimi nya obi na
eno na musuru.
Has he said here obeku be na nko bi?
No, I think he's not said it too.
Adentina this thing was put out there. Odwanka sent me mie na no. Odwanka say you say kasa na o kan ya le tolo bi a yin ye hwe mienu. Me sign LGBTQ
clap.
Also me bape me
I don't know
Galam say the friends you know
LI 24 LI 24 that's not no tears am je fino so very play also very play mami ko me justice alpha justice meet you minimum jisoka
Chama.
Me ho no na train no ko nwi o say nwi na
se me wa share programs minimum se me pay nwi entra ho sa nti the American say chairman can send do hanumo was so masan back to the street.
Why
chairman
also why one back they are back to the street
me de papa and I mean nim nyame a so no dae e kan sa asam no o metra street mu a che papa
hey
me na me kan chiro o metra street mu a che
Winning
your friend is phone here kura me
yeah
I am finished.
Yes.
The channel when people force buy. I mean, chairman call say why you name ko tobi. You pay about the same price, the same mode, the same make. The Bible no fight no kushia no baka chose na dey na papa chairman dey.
Hey, so better.
So fight there obekono na ye nyina to the same store. Me pa cho da ben na utie. Da ben
as iPhone.
Utie. Me say
or say the same food. Or say
chairman. We dey tell the kasa.
But they aren't in our kasa.
Me pa cho da ben na people for sua Ghana constitution. Onim chen obi a Ghana. Me kai 1992 ye constitution no osajifu kudunkurunku amonomiza mate ya midu no mo eti wono ma o ma fire himfuru bi aka o mo draft constitution na tofo no ma da o mo say nsem hu na yedi yenim ye hu o mo hu die ntia o say hia say ye transfer na draft new constitution say the bebu man they boycotted it no ma ko tena fi even ye called 1992 no Professor Adubuahe. That time, I'm a youth organizer. Oh, the deputy youth organizer of Bantama. Even Parliament to crumble a court. And son of got tonight, you know, who said, oh, I dare me, you know, the him from workers here. No package you or no buy. And then the same constitution on boycott to say, yeah, the Kaya for, and then Nankwase for the Nasa for the Cossha. President Kofodia be Bugana, 8 years. Sa my dear Mampani Kofobe Diano. I could for the buy a credit no. Say MTN credit to Vodafone credit to Ultimo, na kufa de bon on for him. And my package a form or no ma starting no more there, or creating no more say loot. This I create a loot no more na Yeah, you know, the amount of money Chief Justice and I said no. Fear and panic. I be grow to a extent say. Women say, when we cross the bathroom.
Now, most Saturday night, what my dream, no. Oh, Chief Justice talk on one. Mo bacha say talk on what? Would you case kwa mundi bi man? I don't think I'm winning for.
Na case bi e be ko bia nya no asam na yeka. Ye tie ano.
Now that's
now we interview. And I call and say me come fa we share my so. Me even phone kra no earpin me mpe.
Okay.
Because me electronic technician, me the effect on earpin. Magnet no wo mu no ene na nyama. Nti me share that enye good share that. Me mpe. Oh phone me phone. Me ati anu mai e share my so non stop.
Right.
Manje but interview no me o ma me wre hoye.
I didn't try.
Because we interview the panel and some no work kan sika wo bobo ni jumade om de me hu se wade mu sesan. Ya me ko aka wusu e ye o ya.
And me wre hoye.
Oh, bam, make na me check na. So that's it. Now, sa dem away e koso e koko body enko na oti yo. E be kosa around. Now, omo amani abere a omo ye we nyina, ora na abo mu hu. Ora. Because sa operation loot
operation recover all loot.
O ma transfer ma some go for it to recover sa loot ya mpa. E be o be chere ye no. Ba mi wa no mu se o mu loot. Ti no ma mu nim se o mu loot ni no. O mo try se o me package court. So that say. Nti o package court ni nyina wie ye no. E no mo ko fa toko no. Doctor ayi Dr. Punifam. Judge I want to the type and you for some a man time to be count. How many judges they did Dr. Punasem? The more package court no. Echo farm way a big meeting a car you see MPP woman organizer. Obi na America. And I'm not about show. Talk on or MPP. Meeting a car will be now be the one also o ma me no yo MPP woman organizer ntino oh Debbie social media enye me ko na make nkofo bebre titi sasemwe ama bebre dia to mo yi so MPP woman organizer nti o mo de ne be share ho such a way e na mo package Supreme Court no just bafu boni mpacho jo mama na point no president kofo e na point no o na ode ne ye dey ebae but no juma pa ene no kura die ntino ye sa de na abehye wonum se won hwe akire na ye hwe asem no se ye no kura na de mra na ye de ato de da enuru ba bia moni abere na Martin Street mu enya me wonwo because ye to ba we 7 years no matra condition no mu ache o de ahun de me che no matutu kwa Dubai ni wan ya ko chile nti zen no moja no ada se na mo betena opposition no partner ba opposition no master ti feel hit no ti so man ko ye kifit an na ne sade am benefit ne bi kakra e be kakra no obo so obi na benya diabetes akaka dem
all right
no say no we na mo ya me hu no say personally me hu no say number 1 fear and panic achi o mo to say ma me no na omo de ne beto as shield say bi obi a obi bokro no bi de ne be ko bi a no obeti manya kwan anya ni trade mu say enti sade a constitution na omo kotu no omo nka ho na eye oye omo nka constitution no omo nka constitution no omo boycott oye asoma me kemi na me nswa me nitua eba TV so na me monitor osaje kudukuruku amoni miza za ta no mate amidu no mo ne na ma mpa form no mo debate won wan ye nyina hwe mo say na kwa se me de ka ko si nyina ne say omo ni business bia on to challenge the constitution na so mo tim kan tire say omo ni constitution ni chain omo amo participate
all right
the constitution ni buy
good
eti no man na mo ko ye no eye
me da say ma ko omari me ba so etie for obari kase wi anamo baso 0260 196064 0260 196065 0260 196064 0260 196065 Omar
ya mo mien tun futuro ngu atiefo ayi musa nya no kreda se obi ko bokro no ananso obi ko di ko ye ayi a ye do ko Supreme Court nya no kreda the judge in your a district no and then you call
okay maybe it starts from 1 to 2 to 3 to get to the process
Supreme Court criminal cases
all right baby I'm coming please mama if I call us hello good evening baby I one minute can say but of Anko barrier ejani mo patrol iti o
I don't want to make a doctor of Angobaria.
Me ba to jani mo yeti.
So much you know for and no because what young men tell me being for Emra and Shannon 7 years old. Emra judicial on that no. And I bet so and so and it's all don't take a catch it. They just want to go and run to a go. Don't you see? President here and Fanaquem, or yes, I don't. Obekuma, many more. What I do, what do you want for? They do to never so. Abraham, what did you have? When the Umpa, I didn't go politics and go. Judicial, I don't know. And it's how we are standing there. About from I'm running the idea, Juma. What are
Me da se pass over radio, so you can also call and be a part of the show. Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Prof.
Me ba to one minute ka say.
Kwaku Atin Kasa 37.
Kwaku Atin 37 wada ma patro eti why.
Prof, mamintia na mintia chema omane wade. Na minna and the woman bebwa na demonstration ni na minna obia. Now, Prof, and now the mind back because I know I say yeah, demonstration a needless. A needless. One on the case more can be needless. Yeah, the demonstration economy needless. Now, Prof, if I show now me pete me can say now can cocoa board atem. Now can now can the randiati. Miss more the other figure. And now I'm telling you say na obu say one abu bua here the one no ebisano. And I say
There be the side of the story. That amount was given to them, but they have not accounted for the money yet. So we are still working with issues to come out with the real baby askana kwakodi.
Every day, me on Abu here, and my third year, 50 buapo. It's the best play. Before you conclude, I see the blame look of but asama
then I would see if you omo mimi catch them.
Me won't man now can at a woo conclude.
They are fast that has been put out there. So I am saying that who do the only more mimi no fatuja.
And me that say who's now around the
maybe say there who name says here who's with ye I yes am paying for no. Uti omuno asambe no mudi tu dwafa sa asem we fatu dwa ne enko
randia bi ka me je me me kan randia bi se mo ke entesi di randia bi entesi edi ni
me da se pass over dwedi so hello good evening hello let me see hello good evening okay honestly ti be njira homa no so me ba cho obetimi afre 0260196064 0260196065 na wo de adwen kira bebo adwumadi e no so hello good evening
Fine, Comrade Abochie.
Yes sir but one minute ka say
Comrade Abochie Kimpozo ni techiwan
Kimpozo warama eti one
yo Comrade Abochie mambo about na mchane ya juma pa obo o mati tuma po ni aje o ba juma pa aduma so ne ko ya so no mami kakra wo demonstration so no dem say demonstration e ko yi ni papa e na ya sunbe smooth amestre from company o so on ti democrat demonstration am for you no for democrat here den enya aduma because the sa u be twa no e be di akira be say democrat nde u yi si boss wa afani o be bia so be ka say oba Chief Justice. No, now it's a Democrat, you know, the young politics in the summer for you, the young channel, in such a time, you just all said that, and you don't die, Chief Justice.
May I say, hello, good evening.
Good evening, Professor Abochie.
Yes, sir, but I want to know say.
Or saying
Kranza, whatever, Ian Coy.
You may be bored about Sonny way. The American is a Carmen Quan. Enka yewra John Dramani Mahama ono de on sisa wo mo a judges ta opinion na justice ta open ko Supreme Court onche MPP ifo ni nyina nwom no mo so ba nyame adom no mu di 30 years kula no ba mo so ba no NDC fo wo ba mo di eyi nyina no no so abachi wo mu nyina agum afena politics na na se aye se be on attractive ama Ghana for nyina na afi ye pictures na ye adwene ho na nka ye moma be take over so omo koso omo nche MPP for nyina MPP for nso nya kwan no barom so be tie ndisi for egum so mo ja Ghana na dia mai
Yo, we are pass out by radio. So Sabri, quickly, I mean, read this messages. Me kind messages in the way that just say Babaji last weeks. If me guess, no, that just say the radio no, bani we and sa. I Sompa 106.5 FM. But let's see. But go with you. Let's see you are high for message you are high for quickly, I mean, kind messages. Let's see. Let's see. Okay. So let me see if I can right here. James Morris Mensa say good afternoon, boss player. Thank you so much. Abraham Wakufrim from Prof Abochie live. Yabua Duamwa, great work senior. Kasimu Ashadu keeps soaring higher. Rahim ranking. The demo has ended without any submission because it was organized by who doesn't want the nation to be glowing. And this CJ was there for the previous years. And let's see, and has okay. No, I don't seem to get the import of your message. Eugene Amofa says, General himself, thank you so much. And Joseph Higbe says, Nana Osei viewers from the Bunu Israel, especially those in Techiman, the regional, are tuning into your show. Keep it up. If I may offer a suggestion regarding the politics between the NPP and NDC, it will be beneficial for both parties. Refrain from demonstration and other actions that don't serve Ghanaians' best interest. Prof, have a good day. Nana Osei Kofi again says that it's time for the government to provide farmers with inputs and chemicals directly because of cocoa board issues. I don't trust them to spray our farms. Suleiman Mustafa says that powerful. Masaud Kumasi Bantama says the MPP's joint demonstration with 4 other political parties was all about the suspension of the Chief Justice as an unconstitutional act and a threat to the balance of power in this country's democratic structure. We must not remain silent. This protest is a call to all citizens and stand for justice, defend democracy and protect our constitutional order. Regards to former KMA boss, Honorable Sompa FM. And then as Santi Ike says that is Ghana for you. And then we have other messages. Amadou Bema Suleiman Abochie MPP as a party is very credible in every aspect of our development. But there was one side, yes. Raphael Lamte, school fees is going out to you people. You are doing a great job, but the radio side is low, and we find it difficult to hear. And we mean the volume. One of the market now. Me
another yakoka yasamachre John. Master John yesterday fa one fa
Master John.
Master John.
Hey, President Alfred Master John.
Master.
But I say Alpha.
Last one, Mr. There's something that school for my moon here.
There.
I enqualano a year the mom laptops for buying.
Aye.
How much did you good them?
That's it. Even cry before I ever to no.
President, we partner for. I don't go for my sanitary part there, bro. And I don't understand. I don't get it.
Quick one.
Why should they keep the iPad
news?
Chama ka we anya mwanwa sa nema we na mo na mo mudi ntwo no na masema me de twa to no say jo mama his excellency John Dramani Mahama no obeko 4 years obeso amend the constitution for more than 4 years. I can assure you some particular a debatable to come to do one ebe hu I
wish for Hannah Mrema Kwame sorry Jumedi no so you from me Prof Abochie. Up next hot bite news Akosia Agwa Boaje or the bro on behalf of the production team.